low intensity steady state cardio, or LISS cardio. This is walking, very light jogging. You could have low intensity cycling. Many different examples of this. This is moving your body in a continuous manner where your heart rate is slightly elevated, but not elevated too far. You'll hear a lot of people talk about zone 2 as well. I would put this in that category. And basically the best description I can give you for zone 2, there's a lot of science behind it, but I'm just going to stick to the bro science because that's my forte. And this is the best way I've ever heard somebody explain this, is that zone 2 cardio, if you're in your zone 2, what that means is that you could, while you're doing this type of cardio, you could have a conversation with somebody. But if you were to increase the intensity even by a small margin, you wouldn't be able to have that conversation anymore. You would be out of breath and winded. So if you're running, let's say, and running, when you can get to a point where your low intensity steady state or your zone 2 cardio is when you're running, that's good. That's a good improvement on your baseline fitness, because most people, when they run, they're out of breath even at running at a mild pace. So the goal is, with low intensity steady state cardio, is that you are, for me, from a fitness side of things, is you are increasing. So let's say that you hit your zone 2 at a 10-minute mile pace. Okay, so a 10-minute mile pace, that's a conversational pace. You can still have a conversation with somebody as you're running. You're not super out of breath. But if you went up to, instead of being like 6 miles an hour, you went to 8 miles an hour, you wouldn't be able to talk. Okay, or 7 miles an hour, you wouldn't be able to hold that conversation. You have to concentrate more. So you slowly increase that cadence to where you're running faster, but holding that conversational pace. And that's a slow way of building up endurance, but it is absolutely a way that you build up endurance. And a lot of triathletes and all types of athletes in the endurance field are going to use that type of training. There's lots of others. I'm not saying that's the only one. The best part about low intensity or zone 2 style of training for cardio is that it is low. As long as what you're doing is low impact on your body, it's great, because you can actually use this type of cardio not only to help your endurance and your heart health, but what you're also going to do is you're going to recover from other exercise, your more high intense exercises, like your interval training, or let's say you just had a hard pickup game of basketball, or you're had a long night at the long night on the mats in jiu-jitsu or whatever. You can recover from that by getting blood moving back through your body again. A lot of people, I think that is the most under-recognized form of recovery, is active recovery, or a little bit of movement. But you don't want it to be too intense. You're not recovering from your high intensity work, doing more high intensity work. So low intensity steady state cardio, or zone 2 work, that is the best description I've been given, is the holding a conversation. But if you went a little bit faster, you wouldn't be able to do that. Look into it, look up zone 2, look up all there's all kinds of science behind it if you require that type of thing, but just understand that you can build up your baseline. It's almost like reverse engineering your cardio and your endurance. As opposed to just sprinting and being able to sprint for longer, you're able to slowly increase the cadence or the pace at which you're working while staying in that ideal target heart rate zone 2 range.